You can't do this in public.
Are we in trouble?
Well, no matter where you live, they'll find a way to say it's a misdemeanor if it's truly in public. Like when there's a good chance people will see you. But don't be naive. Take it off the streets and into the sheets.
Hey, you all right? You seem stressed.
Yeah, Law by Mike. I just had to pay for a bogus speeding ticket. All right, man. Lay it on me. Well, see, I was driving home listening to my favorite song singing poker face, poker face. And all of a sudden, I see sirens and say to myself, man, not during my gaga.
My guy, get to the point.
Oh, my bad. So I pull over and this cop walks up to my car and is all, sir, do you know how fast you were going or whatever? And I try getting out of it like, come on, I was going 40 in a 35. You really gonna play me like that?
Man, you played yourself.
Should have done this. When she says, do you know how fast you were going? You gotta look at her and say, I believe I was going the speed limit. She'll still probably do the whole give you a ticket and have a nice day, but at least now you'll be thinking, wow, it's a good thing I did not admit to speeding, even only 5 miles over the limit. Now I will be able to fight this ticket in court and the judge will say, we don't have a confession, so guilt must be proven another way. Sick, I have a higher chance of winning this. I can't believe that worked. Thanks, Mike. Oh, and I like your cut, G.
Court of Horrors. Did someone die in the house you bought?
You might not even know.
Some states require the seller to report home desk. Other states don't have to unless you ask.
Go ahead, ask us. Ah!
Have beef with a friend or coworker? Try this at your next group meeting. Sit next to them. It's easy to show anger towards someone when they're sitting across, but it's harder and more awkward when they're next to you. So the next time Is it legal to start a business if you're under 18? Where on earth did you get a PlayStation?
Online. Chill.
I mean, how could you afford it?
With my new business. I'm rich now. I guess that makes me dad, huh?
Kids can't run a business. Actually, they can. Stop undermining me, Law by Mike. Maybe stop being wrong. Number one, if you're under 18, you can still start a business. All you have to do is form an LLC.
Yeah, Dad. I'm a business leader. A 1%er. I take ice baths and talk about it on Joe Rogan.
Wait. Don't you need a parent's permission to start an LLC? Number two, there are a few states where people under the age of 18 can't start a business, and their parents would need to form one for them. And what kind of state is this?
Does that answer your question?
And number three, even though you can run a business, you might run into some other issues being a teen CEO, like being too young to sign certain contracts. How are you going to do business if you can't sign all the paperwork?
Dad, why don't you want me to succeed?
Well, I don't know, son. Maybe I'm just being insecure because I'm supposed to be the breadwinner, you know?
Don't worry, Dad. No one else in my generation is going to be able to afford a home.
Promise?
Of course.
I know you're about to get lit, but could it land you in jail? Well, it depends where you're celebrating. Some places punish public intoxication as a crime, with community service, fines, or jail time. Other places treat it like an illness and will take you to a treatment facility or a drunk tank to sober up. Which is a better response? Of course, you don't have to worry about either if you just catch the vibe inside. Here's what to do if you get pulled over with your piece. Tell the officer that you're armed and where it is. Don't grab for it at any point. Listen to the officer's instructions. If you're unsure or afraid, ask, what should I do next, officer? And follow their instructions. And do not panic or move suddenly. Your life could depend on it. Hey, my wallet was stolen. Someone used my credit card. Sorry, sir. It's out of my hands. That's not true. Federal law limits my liability for unauthorized charges made on my credit or debit cards after they've been lost or stolen. Well, you're too late. The law only works if you alert me reasonably soon after it's lost or stolen. It just happened yesterday. Sir, please stop yelling. Fine, you won't be charged. I assume the thief used your card online. No, they took my wallet and used my card at a store. If the charge was made in person, you're legally responsible up to $50. So pay up. Pay up! Aw, man, I thought your corporate policy was to waive that fee. Sir! It is our policy. I was just hoping you didn't know about that. Oh, it's actually most companies' policies, so. Oh, cool. Hey, Law by Mike? Yeah, your tip totally works. No phones in the lobby, sir. Leave. I was just... Say bye, Law by Mike. Hang up, sir. This is what you say when the cops say...
Can I search you?
Repeat after me. No, officer, I do not consent to a search. To do a stop and frisk, a cop must first have reasonable articulable suspicion that you're involved in a crime. But what does that mean? Reasonable means the suspicion must make sense and not be a guess. Articulable means that the cop will be able to explain it later to a judge. And I suspect you know what suspicion is. Screenshot this so you know what they have to prove, but there's more. A trick that will help you spot a liar. Truthful people add facts and remember more details as they repeat their story. But liars usually memorize their story and keep it the same. One trick is to ask them to tell their story in reverse. It will make them think harder, and more trying equals more lying. Story time. We had a client that had to use the restroom real bad, but he did what all us guys do and decided to take a pee outside near a fence. When he put his hand on that fence, it fell, and he fell 12 feet and hurt himself really, really bad. The defendants were trying to say, oh, it's all his fault. And then he hired us, and we fought back. Because the truth is that fence should have been secured, and had it been secured, his injuries would have been prevented. And that's an example why it's important to know the law and have the law on your side. For more stories like this and legal tips, follow me.
These are 3 driving habits you think are legal that are actually totally illegal. Ah!
In Japan, it's illegal to splash pedestrians with water from your car.
Hey, this is my favorite outfit.
If you do this and get caught, you could face a fine up to 7,000 yen, which is about $50 US.
That driver's a dirty son of a...
That reminds me. In Russia, if your car is so dirty that your license plate is unreadable, the police can pull you over and fine you.
You're pulling me over for dirty car? Why?
I can't even see your license plate. Duh. I don't even know what car this is.
Your license plate has to be readable from at least 20 meters away. Even a bit of dirt covering it could earn you a fine up to 2,000 rubles, which is about $20 US.
This is just sick.
It is silly, but this next law definitely isn't. In Denmark, you're legally required to check underneath your car before driving.
Really?
Yep, the idea is to make sure no one is sleeping or hiding under there.
What the? Hey kid, this isn't a hotel.
Scram! This is my hiding spot.
These are 3 driving habits you think are legal that are actually totally illegal. Ah!
In Japan, it's illegal to splash pedestrians with water from your car.
Hey, this is my favorite outfit.
If you do this and get caught, you could face a fine up to 7,000 yen, which is about $50 US.
That driver's a dirty son of a...
That reminds me. In Russia, if your car is so dirty that your license plate is unreadable, the police can pull you over and fine you.
You're pulling me over for dirty car? Why?
I can't even see your license plate. Duh. I don't even know what car this is.
Your license plate has to be readable from at least 20 meters away. Even a bit of dirt covering it could earn you a fine up to 2,000 rubles, which is about $20 US.
This is just sick.
It is silly, but this next law definitely isn't. In Denmark, you're legally required to check underneath your car before driving.
Really?
Yep, the idea is to make sure no one is sleeping or hiding under there.
What the? Hey kid, this isn't a hotel.
Scram! This is my hiding spot.
The biggest mistakes guaranteed to make you fail your test. 1. You ignore your body. Treat it right. It will power you up. I see you pulling that all-nighter. Cut that out. 3. Don't hold it all in. Teach the info to others. That way it's retained in your brain. So invoking the 5th means, want to sue one of these guys? If they're in office, it's harder. They have absolute immunity, so it's likely a trial will have to wait until their term ends. Of course, once they leave office, they can be sued. Or better yet, maybe I should just run. If you get on the roller coaster and it breaks down, making you stuck, can you sue the park?
Oh no, I'm stuck. My entire day is ruined. When I get down from here, I'm gonna sue.
Well, buddy, you're in luck. Theme parks and employees must use reasonable care, which means they need to operate the rides properly.
Well, look at bro. He's over there clearly sleeping on this amusement park ride. That's definitely not operating it properly, if you ask me.
You're right. Hey, buddy, wake up.
This entire place is mid. I also saw a piece of the ride fly off.
Well, if that piece of the roller coaster is the reason you're stuck, then you might be able to sue the manufacturer.
The manufacturer?
Yeah, that could be a defect, which means you could sue every company involved in the design or manufacturing of this ride.
I'm finna sue the designer, the manufacturer, the assembler. Thank you, Mike, so much, but my head hurts. What am I gonna do?
Well, you could sue for injuries, emotional distress, and if you miss work, lost wages.
All right, bet. I'm gonna go secure the bag and some cotton candy.
The Supreme Court wants to fight ISIS by completely nuking the internet as we know it. 60 seconds on the clock. Social media shows you recommended content. If you like learning, it's good because the algorithm brought you here. But if you like terrorism, it's bad because the algorithm can radicalize viewers. Now to the Supreme Court. Usually if you post something illegal, Section 230 protects companies from being sued for hosting it. It's why these sites can exist in the first place. But this week, a case argues that Google should not be protected, since recommending goes beyond just hosting and potentially helped ISIS grow. What happens if the court agrees? Recommendations might be killed. So feeds full of random content like graffiti in a bathroom stall. Or maybe sites censor everything besides cute puppies to avoid lawsuits. It's a lose-lose situation. Either make the internet barely functional and drive users away, or companies give up and shut down. The internet's negative effects and need for reform shouldn't be ignored. But this case could destroy the internet as we know it. If we don't see each other after, it's been an honor. What can you do if you see a cop doing something illegal? Bad idea. Stop! I'm putting you under citizen's arrest.
Oh, really?
Better idea. 911, I'm witnessing police misconduct. You need to come down here right away. Then remember to safely record the evidence.
Why can't you ever let me get away with being a criminal?
Did you really just ask me that?
Can cops dig through your trash?
Most states say yes if garbage is on a public location, like a public street. Of course, if the garbage is on or in your private property, the cops usually need a valid warrant, or the search is illegal.
My tip, assume us cops don't mind getting a little dirty.
This is what you say when the cops say, "Can I search you?" Repeat after me. "No, officer, I do not consent to a search." But hold up, why can cops do this? It's called a Terry stop. Let me tell you a story about Terry. A cop suspected Mr. Terry was going to rob his store with a weapon, so he patted him down and found one. In court, Terry argued that the cops couldn't search him just because he looked suspicious, but the court said it was okay under those circumstances. But what does this mean? Stay tuned for the next episode. Watch out for this sneaky trick the cops don't tell you about with your one phone call. When you get tossed in jail, you'll probably want to call someone for help.
Careful what you say, your call's being monitored.
My tip, give an attorney a call and wait until they show up to say anything you wouldn't want other people to hear. How to deal with an asshole. Kill them with kindness. Don't let it get to you and walk away from the situation and understand that everyone has a bad day, so don't judge too quick or you may be the dick. Is this lawsuit fact or cat? Here's the tea. A woman chose a random dermatologist out of the phone book to get liposuction. The problem was the guy had zero plastic surgery experience and she developed complications afterwards, so she sued the phone book. Shockingly, she won over $1.2 million. So is it real? Guess in the comments. I'll tag a person who gets it right in part 2.
Oh no, it's the cops. Better eat my stash.
That's a good idea if you want to get in more trouble. Look, you might get a possession charge, but if you eat it, you'll likely get charged with tampering with evidence, which is a felony in most states.
But my mom always said to eat my greens.
It's not worth it, I promise. No, don't! Well, this only ends one way.
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
Yeah, tell it to the judge.
Can you get a tattoo if you're not an adult? Wait, how old are you? Relax, buddy. I finished law school. The short answer is, it depends.
Dad, I'm 15 years old. It's time for me to get some ink.
That's a shame, because in most U.S. states, people under the age of 18 can't get tattoos at all. No ifs, ands, or buts.
I hate you!
But in some states, all you need is your parents' permission to get a tattoo, and you should be good to go.
Thanks for driving me 8 hours to get a tattoo of this band I just heard of for the first time. I'm sure I'll never regret it.
Haha, no one ever does.
West Virginia, here we come!
However, some states require that you're at least 13 to 16 years old, even with your parents' permission.
What kind of state is this, Dad?
Why don't you ask your brother?
Sick.
Even with your parents' permission, most tattoo artists will turn away anyone under 15 because kids aren't done growing. If I give them a tattoo now, it's going to deform and warp before they can vote.
Hey, my brother wants to do Fortnite skin on his skin.
Tattoos used to mean something.
What? We got my dad's permission. What happened to the customer's always right?
The customer can come back after they're potty trained. Why are the taxes so high for adding this new room? This doesn't seem right.
You're right. It's wrong. Big cities will rip you off if you don't ask them to use U.S. construction costs instead of local ones.
So what do I do?
You just have to appeal it.
Now you're speaking my language.
How to spot a liar.
Ask normal questions like these. It will help you get a read on their normal response.
Then ask them about the lie. Then look how they move.
For example, liars fidget, or they close off, or they hide their hands.
So make sure you share this with someone who needs it.
How to avoid a DUI checkpoint. Did you know the cops have to announce all DUI checkpoints? Just Google DUI checkpoints in your area to find a list. You can also bust a legal U-turn if you see a checkpoint. But be smart and avoid it altogether, and don't drink and drive.